Cities of gold, cities of gold. Hawa power, Hawa power. Man, I've been waiting to get back in this series, man. So much has been compiling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not like we going fast, man. It's just like, we have so much water compiling, and there's so many, books and you know what I'm saying, topics I want to get to and get on. And obviously we have the radio coming back soon. So, my adrenaline game is just, man, you know what I mean? It's just, woo! Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Fair use in your caboose bone. You know who you are. Spying on us. Trying to tell us that we ain't teaching. That we ain't doing scholarships and researches. It's fair use in your caboose, man. Get in the library. You got the link, man. You got the link. We're super excited that we can still have this up, man, and do this as we, continue to build with our framework, man. So thank y'all for everything, man. You can still, get on the drop tuner package, right through the drop packages. $5 for 50 songs a month. Love to everybody. Sign up to Sugar Sync. Keep hitting us up, man. Music at 432thedrop.com to get your Sugar Sync link. And if you got it, just drop a few songs. You ain't got to do too much. If you want to drop, up to 50, we got you for free. Anybody that wants to get their music tuned up. Love to Isaac Ford, man. Our music supervisor. Supervising the frequency, man. Supervising all this music. He's just dropping it, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It just really is just a pure flow. He's our brethren, you know what I mean, that's been surfing the wave, giving us so much of this drop, you know what I'm saying? And he's over there making it happen, man. If y'all got special requests, anything like that, I'll leave a link below, man, that y'all can follow him, man. Get at him on Twitter, man. Shoot him a request. You know what I mean? I'll also be setting up an email for him, you know what I'm saying? So, just consider it done, because I'm going to set it up right after this. So hit him up, Isaac at 432thedrop.com. Isaac, ISAAC at 432thedrop.com. So you got his Twitter link, Instagram. You'll be able to shoot him any kind of request for the albums, man. But he's over there making it happen, man. And get on those links, man, and just vibrate up, man. And that's just a small slither of the pie, man, that's being unfolded. So keep getting the drop. We all up in it, man. We all up in it, man. We got the Chronicle of Akakor that we about to get into. I'm going to get some Papal. Because, as we getting a lot, back into our frame or our shape, we're connecting that, man. We're putting it together, man. Our connectivity is flowing, man. So our frame or our shape, we're talking wisdom, you know what I'm saying? We're talking Hawa. We're talking the creator, you know what I'm saying? We're talking the combination, the mother, the father. We're talking that which was severed, but with wisdom's kingdoms are everlasting. With our mother, kingdoms are everlasting. With our shaper, our Hawa, our vibration, the vibration that shapes us, the vibration that molds us as a potter does clay. That's your shaper. Your framer connects it together. Your framer, makes a beautiful design. Takes different ingredients and makes a beautiful, recipe, a beautiful, just full spread, man. A full spread, man. When I see Chef Candy do her thing and take all these ingredients and just turn it into a spread, I'm like, that's wisdom. When you see your mother, make something out of nothing, man. I mean, that's wisdom. Make a house a home, that's wisdom. But by your Father's law, you stand and you are and you exist through the energy of the vibration, which is your shaper. And that's just how you got to know it. And now that we got that deep into it, let's just get a couple lines from the Papal. Remember, this is the sacred text of the Maya, the Quiche people. This is not the Bible. This is not any documents that was brought over to you, but that which was found here and incorporated later to give you a little bit of truth and all that lie and all that new test when your covenant is old. And they're calling it old, not you. So your covenant is forever. So we got this, man. Get on that Framer and Shaper series, because I'm gonna continue, with that series as well soon, because we need this foundation. Because this is not the Bible, this Biblios. But we're talking about the foundation. We're talking about the babies in the bathwater. Papal preamble. This is the beginning of the ancient traditions of this place called Quiche. Here we shall write. We shall begin to tell the ancient stories of the beginning, the origin of all that was done in the citadel of Quiche among the people of the Quiche nation. I like that small print. It says down here, the Quiche word, XE. Looks like a, what you call it on top of that, little apostrophe. You know what I'm saying? Apostrophe, yeah. Something that's like apostrophe, something like that. So XE apostrophe. And then it says root is used here to describe the beginning or foundation of the author's words concerning the history of the Quiche people. So root. The subsequent narrative is thus seen as growing like a plant from root. So we're talking about the root people, the people of the root of the tree, the nine. So let's get it. Here we shall gather the manifestations, the declarations, the accounting of the sowing and the dawning by the framer and the shaper. Have no power before us. Framer and shaper, she who has borne children, and he who has begotten sons, as they are called amongst the Hu-na-pu possum, called along with Hu-na-pu possum and Hu-na-pu coyote, great white peccary, and coyote, sovereign. You want sovereignty with wisdom, sovereign, and Quetzal, serpent. And we got to the indigenous drop of this serpent, or this fiery flying serpent of Moses' rod that devours the venomous snakes. So what serpent energy are you coming with? Heart of lake and heart of sea, creator of the green earth and creator of the blue sky, shaper, Rakwa, I beat it out, Rakia, I beat out, and spread out, Shamayim, like a tent to live in, I beat out with my right hand, the solid expanse of the sky, the creator of the sky, and the creator of the green earth, the mother earth, with wisdom. This is your mother wisdom, the creator of the green earth. Your father, the shaper, the creator of the blue sky. I beat out the expanse of the sky with my right hand. Your mother earth. This is what they stole from you. This is what they ripped apart in Christianity and just gave you this masculine. And we come out of Christianity still with the loop of the masculine and never connecting to our mother. Yet we know that the feminine is good. We know that with wisdom, Barashit, with wisdom in the beginning, with wisdom. Hawa, your existence created. This is your existence, your framer and shaper, your mother, your father, creator of the green earth, creator of the blue sky, as they are called. These collectively are evoked and given expression as the midwife and the patriarch. Wisdom, your mother, midwife, and the patriarch. You see the combination. They never left out the father and just did their alam, alate. They never left out the mother and just did the God thing. They had a combination, a connection, because they knew that this was their, you know what I'm saying? This was their lineage. He who has begotten sons, and she who has borne children. The lineage we're talking. The midwife and the patriarch, whose names are Epio, Epiokok, and Emucan, or Emucan. The protector, wait, let me get that. All right, yeah, the protector and the, where is it? It's a lot of fun. Oh, and the shelterer. Okay. So you have the protector and the shelterer, twice midwife and twice patriarch. And they are called, as they are called in the Quiche traditions. They gave voice to all things and accomplished their purpose in purity of being in the truth. In truth. Now let's go back. We're just talking the framer and the shaper. Yeah, okay. Now let's get it from here. Now it says, let's get it big, man. Let's get it big. You know, trust me, man. We're building foundation. We're building foundation. And this is all, you know, coming together as we are journeying into the how we cool and the, you know, Kalelus, Kaliks, the four corners, the Anasazi, the Maya. What was the indigenous truth? What is the truth? Because what was the truth then is the truth now. Now look how they played this. When they got their hands on this sacred text, look what they said about it before they hijacked you and gave you a new test and put you into something else. And see how that plays with Estevanico and how he was coming to pacify you, to disconnect you from your ancient love song and give you a excellent new tune, says Samuel Sewall in The Selling of Joseph. So it says right here, Tzitzaco, they say framer, refers to one who makes something by putting things together, i.e. a building from stone or adobe, a meal from various ingredients, or a woven cloth from individual threads. Putting it together, putting together the pieces, putting it together. Your mother puts it all together. Then it has bieto, shaper, refers to one who makes something by modeling, i.e. pottery from clay. Do not they teach you, oh, the Creator formed you out of clay. Like pottery from clay, I shaped you. The framer and the shaper, but we're putting it together before the Christian hijack. Before the Thoth hijack. What was the indigenous drop? So we know when Estevanico is coming over here and when they're making, where's that thing? Estevanico, yeah. When they're coming over here making these things called the Chakwana, and this is supposed to be Estevanico because he brought them decorations of death. Estevanico. Esteban, a black Moorish slave, was among the survivors for 7 years. The Spaniards wandered across the continent, living among native peoples. And what were they bringing them? But according to Zuni oral history, Esteban violated a sacred boundary. He crossed the line of corn pollen their priests had sprinkled around the pueblos during a sacred ceremony. Zuni warriors killed Esteban at Hawiku. Hawiku in New Mexico. We're just talking the Zuni Cibola complex. And right now we're just talking the framer and the shaper so we can get a reference to what was really going on and what was being separated. The framer and the shaper was separated. How? Let's go, let's go. Shabbat Shalom, peaceful vibrations, rest day to the tribe, to all the family. Now check it. So we got the framer referring to one who makes something by putting things together, various ingredients, making a meal from various ingredients, woven cloth from individual threads. The shaper refers to one who makes something by modeling pottery from clay or a sculpture from carved stone, thus giving shape to an otherwise amorphous substance. Amorphous substance. The framer and the shaper are the most frequently mentioned gods involved in the creation of the world and its inhabitants. Wait, it's frequently mentioned, so-called Negro, but you ain't never heard about it. So that means it was frequently mentioned. That means when you go dig on the indigenous drop, the most frequently mentioned quote-unquote gods or power is from this framer and shaper. She who begets children, he who begets sons. And they're going to get into how he begets sons, only sons. Through the seed of the son, you go back to the shaper. He only begets sons. Man. They say, oh, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, but literally, he only begets sons. You are the seed of your father. She who begets children. She who begets. All right. Their names imply that the creation involved giving frame and shape to matter that already existed rather than conjuring something out of nothing, right? The amorphous substance. This pair of gods was so important. Listen up. Your framer and your shaper was so important that soon after the Spanish conquest, Father Domingo de Viso used their quiche names to refer to the God of the Old Testament. Wait a minute. So Father Domingo de Viso separated the God of the Old Testament and the God of the New Test? Yeah. He said this framer and shaper, this pair, this union, this wisdom, and this existence. This pair, this wisdom, and this existence. This Hawa was so important that soon after the Spanish conquest, Father Domingo de Viso used their quiche names to refer to the God of the Old Testament. He said, that's the power of that's their power. Our God, that's not it. Our God is Jesus. Our God is Zeus. Jesus is God, right? Our God is Isus. No, his name does not translate to Joshua in any way. Jesus does not translate to Joshua. So what is this Jesus? And who is this Joshua? The Joshua that led you into the promised land that they hijacked. In the Old Testament. This pair, this framer and shaper, the one who puts things together and the one that molds it like pottery from clay, giving shape to an otherwise amorphous substance, was so important that soon after the Spanish conquest, Father Domingo de Viso used these names. This Cuzco in Vito used these names to refer to the God of the Old Testament, man. He knew it was a different power. You have a power. They separated you from it and did a new test with their power. He who has begotten sons, as they are called, and she who has begotten children, along with Hanupu Possum and Hanupu Coyote, Great White Peccary and Coati. Of course, I'm trying. Right. Then you got Sovereign, referring to the mother, and Kitzel Serpent, referring to the father. You have Heart of Lake and Heart of Sea, creator of the green earth and creator of the blue sky, as they are called. Now check it. Right here it says, these are titles for the divine couple, Ex Mukane and Ex Biako. And the Yemenes translated their Quiche names, Alam and Kajalam. So these were their Quiche names, okay? Alam and Kajalam. Now, Alam is the mother, is wisdom. Now, how close are you getting to this Alam, and then suddenly you have the Al, and then you have the Allah. And you say, yeah, that's this Isis worship because they're hijacking the mother. They're not referring to Alam, they're not referring to wisdom, but they're referring to their Isis. They're referring to, their Aphrodite. They're referring to their feminine hijacks. And then they put them in religions, and then they got you worshiping a feminine hijack. And then a male hijack over here. So you're getting a male energy, but it's not the real thing. And then over there, you're getting the female energy, but it's not the real thing. And indigenously, when you were connected, you had the real thing, and they called it Alom and Kajolom, as simply mother and father. A more accurate translation for Alom, however, is she who has borne children, from the perfect aspect of the root verb al, A-L, to bear children. So that A-L is perfect aspect of the root word to bear children. So it's a feminine al. So when you get Allah, you're getting the feminine al, which lets you know you're referring to a feminine. But are you referring to Alom? Are you referring to the protector and the shelterer? However, is she who was born children from the perfect aspect of the root verb all, to bear children. The name of the male god, Ka-Jolom, specifically indicates his having begotten male offspring. Thus, he who has begotten sons. All right, so we're building, What does it mean? He who has begotten male offspring. So something about the male offspring is tracing directly back to their father, this Kajalam. And then the female offspring is tracing back to their mother, Alom. Right, and that's where we're trying to now have our issue coming together, but it's two energies that have to learn how to be one in our manifestation of it. Specifically refers to Kajalam, indicates his having begotten offspring, thus he who has begotten sons. It says Fray Bartolomé de Casas wrote in the 17th century that the people of Guatemala, we got all this Guatemala before we got into the Buddha Solomon connection. Guatemala worshipped as their principal gods the great father and the great mother that were in heaven. Fray Bartolomé de Casas said the people of Guatemala worshipped as their power, the great father and the great mother that were in heaven, apparently referring to this divine couple. You're only talking about Hanupu Possum and Hanupu Coyote. Alright? You're only talking about the midwife and the patriarch and the protector and the shelterer. And we will be back in the series, but I just kind of wanted to, start getting it going, because something changed. Something changed. This account we shall now write under the law of God and Christianity. See, I had to separate the law of God and Christianity. So their God was separate. Their power was separated. There was a separate power under this law, and this law of Christianity. So when they were being asked to translate this, they were saying, look, man, we're being hijacked right now by this Christianity. We have to give this account, and we have to do it under this law. We shall bring it forth because there is no longer the means whereby the Papal may be seen. Wow. The means of seeing clearly that has come from across the sea, the account of our obscurity and the means of seeing life clearly, as it is said, the original book exists that was written anciently, but its witnesses and those who ponder it hide their faces. Man, let me talk about the four corners, man. And I keep asking, what these four corners really represent? These four corners are more than just four corners on earth. They appear to be the four corners, and these, in the skies. As great is its performance and its account of the complexion and germination of all the sky and earth, its four corners and its four sides. Its four corners and its four sides. And I said, I never heard of a four-sided ball earth spinning. It sounds like they're describing the earth as having four corners and four sides. All then was measured and staked out into four divisions, doubling over and stretching the measured cords of the womb of the sky and the womb of the earth. And Cuzco in Peru, Cuzco is called the navel of the earth. Womb of the earth, navel of the earth. Thus were established the four corners, the four sides. And it is said by the framer and the shaper, the mother and the father of life and all creation, the giver of breath and the giver of heart. They who give birth and they who give birth and give heart. They who give birth and give heart to the light everlasting. The child of light born of woman, and the son of light born of man. They who are compassionate and wise in all things. All that exists, Hawa, all that exists, Hawa. Who are compassionate and wise in all things, all that exists, Hawa, in the sky and on the earth, in the lakes and in the sea, Hawa. Existence. When you say Hawa, you're getting that balance, you're getting the framer and the shaper, all that are compassionate and all that are wise, all that exist in the sky and on the earth, in the lakes and in the sea, the framer and the shaper, your mother and your father. And we'll get back in the series, man, the Papal. For now, you already know what time it is, man. Let go. So we're just talking the promised land. We're just talking the Zuni Cibola complex. This is where it says Estevanico died in Zuni. And we already got from Grand Hancock that Zuni, he said the Tarascan kingdom included a part of the northwestern New Mexico and even extended as far as Zuni in New Mexico. He bases his argument on the place named Zebulon, which appears in the Codex, another name for Zuni. So Zuni is Zebulon. We're only talking promised land. We're only talking tribes. We're only connected. Zuni complex, which comprises Hawi, Hawa, Hawi, Hawi, Ku. All right. Now, the name Cibola first entered recorded history in 1539. Cibola. And we said, well, we're just using different substantiating, resources here, man. Don't mind us for putting things together. Cibola. We connected in this book, Forbidden Histories, if you're following, surfing in that wave and all the waves, man, all the water. And when we talk Cibola, we're only talking Kalelus. And we're only talking Cibola, we're only talking Shimbola, Shimbala, Shimbala. Simbola, Cibola is Kalelus. Let's get this right quick. Lake Capola. All this is in the library, the Forbidden Histories of America. We're on page 36, chapter 4. Let's go. Some of my friends felt that it wouldn't be redundant to include a portion of my previous book, The Treasures of Utah, and so I'm going to include a recap of the concept of the elusive Lake Capola. According to legend and many old Latin maps of the 15th and 16th century, there was a large lake located in the basin area of northeastern Utah, a lake left over from BC times wherein a vast ocean of water once covered the majority of eastern Utah and into Colorado and Wyoming. So you're talking about this time of Kalelus, a time where they still had all this water in the 700s with Solomon the Builder and all this stuff that we've been building on. Sylvanus Totexas, Theodorus, Ame'rican, Nehemiah. So according to legend in many old Latin maps, okay, so we got the maps, the cartography of the 15th and 16th century, there was a large lake located in the basin area of northern eastern Utah, a lake left over from BC times wherein a vast ocean of water once covered the majority of eastern Utah and into Colorado and Wyoming. To better understand how it is possible that this lake existed from the days of the crucifixion 2,000 years ago, so they say, we dodged the hijack, and surviving apparently until about 900 to 1000 AD. Now you done heard the, for the Menko tell you, man, that most of this history happened after the 900s. Now you have this water drying up. And, these people migrating into this other area. All right. One might want to also read the previous book called Nephite North, chapter 14, The Waters of Riplian come. I had suspected for years a remnant of the ancient ocean which once covered the eastern half of Utah. For some time I had played with the idea of the basin area of northern eastern Utah retaining a lake, having been fed by the underground rivers that are more abundant under our Utah mountains than our geologists will admit. So there's water in Utah and it's under the mountains. The mountains are trees. Put it together. It is my belief that this lake existed from the days of the crucifixion till about 900 AD when another earthquake mentioned by the Roman Jewish colonies. Now we're going to get a little more drop on this Roma and these Romanis. We're only talking India. Don't let them hijack you into no Roman Jewish. Nah, X that stuff out, decode it. We're talking Israelite nations, Israelite tribes, Roma, India, Prestigian of the Indies, India, and Native American legend occurring, causing the source waters to return to the underground, subsiding day by day until about 1000 AD. So this water just subsided underneath the ground into underground rivers around 1000, and people had to migrate. Now you got Tenochtitlan popping up. The old Latin maps are just too perfect of a match to this no longer hypothesis, as the shoreline is quite identifiable, existing at one level of 6,000 feet. It would seem the existence of this very striking similar lake, which scientists claim existed 33 million years ago, just happens to be so close in appearance to the lake which appeared in the old Latin maps. This lake was likely documented and kept from the rest of the world by the early Romani colonies, Jewish colonies, Israelite colonies, they're saying. All right. If you look at some of the maps done by the old land explorers, even in 1700s, it's quite obvious they were lacking in the seeming, well-guarded secret of the land of Kalalus. The secret, the well-guarded secret of the land of Kalalus, or Cibola, or Shimbola, all here in the four corners now. Secret land of Kalalus, 7 cities of gold. Secret land of Kalalus, or Cibola, or Civola. You have the septim, you have seven, Civola. Alright. So Kalalus is Cibola. The land of Kalalus is Cibola. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Oh man, we moving, because I want to get, I'm gonna try to do, man, like a couple. We're gonna try to do a couple of them episodes today, man. I want to get to as much of that that good cartoon that we like, man. We're all kids at heart, man. We're all forever young, man. So any excuse to watch cartoons as a grown ass man or woman, I think is a good excuse. So let go. But yeah, man. So we talking Kalalus and Cibola being the same. Obviously, what we just pointed out, Cibola or Kalalus. All right. Then it says in the article, it tells of Kalalus meaning promised land. So Cibola is Kalalus. Shambhala is promised land, just like Shambhala, the Tibetan legend, but all that is right here in this Buddha Solomon wisdom connection here. And this Kalalus Cibola, Zuni Cibola complex, right? That's where he died at Hawiku. Esteban, was sniped. All right. And we're just talking the Zuni Cibola complex. Oh yeah, man. Lost Tribes of Promised Land got a chapter 15 left to AD. We was kicking it. He had the book out. He said, man, they got a whole chapter on Estebanico. So yeah, hold up, man. Hold up. We'll get to that. Don't trip. But we just talking Cibola. We're just talking the Zuni Cibola complex. We got the Zuni Zebulon. Now we got the Cibola, Kalalus, Shambhala, Kalalus, or Kalalus meaning promised land. In one sense, or Kalix, which is the land of America. And tells of Septimania. They're calling it Lower France. But you have the French-Canadian situation. And we're connecting all that. The Kalalus records speak of Theodorus as the leader of many peoples who leave the Roma lands for Kalalus. In 775, Theodorus is none other than the Jewish king of Septimania. No, Israelite king of the 7 cities. Seven. A Roman Jewish state. Romani Israelite state. He is the son of the first Jewish king of Septimania, Israelite king, also called Theodoric, Ame'rican. So we're just talking Ame'rican, America. Just flow with it. Don't be shy. Man. I was wondering if I still had that one link I wanted. This might be it. We're talking American. And right here you have this Mayan, this Quiche. This was supposed to be a high priest, right? Of the Mayan, the Kukulkan. We all heard about the Kukulkan. And I'm going to get some more drop on the Kukulkan. But it has the Hebrew breakdown, the phonetic Kukulkan. I know it's small. Khan, spelled C-H-A-N, Kukulkan. So that C-A-N is K-H-A-N. We're not just tripping. And it says the meaning is law-giving high priest. So it changes our perspective of how we see these khans in this title. These are titles of priest, of rulers. The priest king, Khan. And we were all nations of these khans until the Khan was hijacked by Genghis Khan, which took out Prester John, who was King David, if you're surfing the wave. So let's go back. Oh yeah, we're just talking framer and shaper. We're just talking framer and shaper. We're just talking Theodorus. We're just talking Kalalus. We're just talking America. And Kalalus means promised land. And we're just talking Roma and Romani. And right quick, let's get some speculative Roma history. Let's speculate on this Roma situation, because you're going to see the connection when we bring out the Roma. And they're being called gypsies. And who else is being called gypsy? The Negro. And this is a book called Black World Negro Digest. Black World Negro Digest. Gypsies. Black world. All right, so we're just talking the black world. Gypsies have no fear of the night. They have nothing. Therefore, they fear losing nothing. Their harvest, their heaviest load is their own bodies, frames, which hold in their pain of having no station in life. The eyes of a gypsy are but pools of rippling hardness. The night possesses little kindness or love, and gypsies know the night well. Gypsies know the night well. Gypsy musician. If your strings could cry, what would their tears be like? All right, so we're just talking this gypsy musician, and of course we're just talking the black world. So this is clearly, you know what I'm saying, these correlations that have been, you know what I mean? Let's keep going. Gypsy musician. If your strings could cry, what would their tears be like? Blue wet for JJ, his fate, and the love you had for him. Black wet for the smoky clubs and pubs, hotels and motels that you've grown so tired of. Alone wet for your gone wife who didn't understand that music filled your veins, not blood. Pink wet for the pink in your gums that show when you laugh, your tired laugh, and how tired you must be. Black musician. Gypsy musician, black musician. Get it? So you're going, you know, as we get to these gypsies and even these Romas, you're going to get, you know, these images of Romas, and they're the same as if you look up a Native American. You have to cut through the image and get to the drop and say, oh, they're calling us gypsies. You're being hidden, so-called Negro, in these different terms, even Mongol, even Khan, even more. And you're also called gypsies. And you got to get these documents like Black World Negro Digest in 1972 to get this correlation between the gypsy musician and the black musician. This is a wonderful doc that I'm going to leave called The Gypsies, Their Origin, Continuance, and Destination as foretold. The rest is cut off here, but it says the ancient Egyptians were descended from the Ethiopians. So it's going to start, we're just talking gypsies. And in that course, we got to dig through the Ethiopians and Egyptians and Ethiopians. All right, right before I do that, like I said, we're just talking Roma. So let's get some speculative Roma history, because they're not talking Roman. That's why this author keeps saying Roman, a Jewish, Roman, Israelite, Roman, but Roman is Roma. And we're going to connect that the Roma are the gypsies and the gypsies are you, and you are the Roma, Romani of India. All this connects of the Indies. Prester John, Emperor of the three Indias. India is a general term, just talking about a vast region in this direction or that direction of dark-skinned people. Roma, Romani, dig on it.
One of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries is the mystery of the Roma, or otherwise known as the Gypsy people. Who are the Gypsies? The name conjures up images of dark-haired people in caravans, snake charmers, belly dancers, fortune tellers, and circus masters. Where did they come from? And where do they live today? The story begins something like this. For 4,000 years in India, under Aryan rule, 3 nomadic tribes prospered as tradesmen along the 7,500-mile Silk Road, also known as Marco Polo's Trail.
Marco Polo.
The first tribe was the Banjara, who were animal experts, dealing in livestock, animal husbandry, camels and donkeys, and today with horses in Europe. The Kanjar were skilled silversmiths, making and mending pots and pans while working with bronze and copper. Lohar were great entertainers, such as acrobats, singers, dancers, and fortune-tellers. These nomads were physically strong and knew all about survival along that endless road from China in the east to Constantinople in the west, through Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Persia. In 870 AD, Afghanistan gave birth to one of the greatest empires ever known. These nomads then were forced to march as newly captured slaves, enduring the excruciating agony of carrying large loads of treasures looted from all over India, sobbing blindly in the wind, all the way to Afghanistan, stumbling on lacerated feet, driven mad by writhing hunger and thirst. They dared not stop for fear of unsettling the monstrous loads on their back. Their holding pen in Afghanistan was called Dash Dinawar, Desert of the Gypsies. Now in India, the caste system had never allowed two trades or craft tribes to intermarry. This one fundamental law has governed the very roots of Indian culture.
Wow, so when they came in with their caste system, if you were a tribe full of trades, you couldn't intermingle with another one because you might get too powerful with your trading. You see how they separated you? Now watch this.
The Brahmins are the Brahmins, and the Untouchables are the Untouchables.
The Brahmins and the Untouchables. Now we're going to get on these Untouchables because we had, some real quick drop before, but these, just look up the Untouchables of India and you'll start getting these dark tribes. And then, you're going to get yourself merged right in there. The original Untouchables that were called Untouchables. They were cast out. These were the cast outs because of this war going on. And she said it flourished under the Aryan rule, but the Aryans are noble. Aryan means noble. It means noble blood, noble house, righteous. So the righteous rulership, they were flourishing. Follow it and see yourself.
Just like the three nomadic subgroups who operated a caste class system, they never interbred. However, the nomads entered Dash Dinawar as three separate people, the Banjara, the Kanjar, and the Lohar, and 3.5 centuries later they left as one race. Their gypsy roots had taken hold, miraculously formed by the ordeal of the camp. They interbred and became known as the Dom, the outcast tribe of India.
Outcast.
Now pain, sorrow, and death was carried in their eyes and blood. After the Battle of Touraine in 1192 AD, the Afghan Turks defeated the Rajid Confederacy and established the first ever foreign dynasty in India. Dynasty succeeded dynasty until the camp simply was not needed anymore. The Dom, all skin and bones, were free to go back to India, but they couldn't face their homeland as an impure caste, so they went west toward the enemy. Genghis Khan, the most terrifying, inhumane conqueror in history, was about to turn Asia into dust and then follow them into Persia. Facing starvation and miserable death by the roadside, they moved in huge packs at separate times, all the way to Tabriz. Tabriz was at full flowering, the very pinnacle of the city's power and success as one of Asia's wealthiest commercial trade cities, second only to Constantinople, and at a time when Europe was wallowing in darkness. Spending a century in Tabriz, the Roma became known as the Kalis, Kurs, Luls,
Kalis, Kalelus, Kaliks, Cali, Khalifa, California, Cali,
Luris, or Kavula. Here they were free to roam, trade in the open markets, and practice their skills. They became masters of the lute, sitar, bagpipes, tambourine, and drum, adding that special quality all of their own to the local music. But in 1335, when rulers changed and law and order collapsed, they realized that their golden age was over. They departed back upon the Silk Road to Constantinople. Some went to Russia, others to Iraq, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, and through North Africa, where they joined with the Moors.
Whoa, I know, you heard a lot. We're going fast, but you got Russia all the way to Spain. Come on, man. How does all this connect with Prester John? The three Indies, the Roma, Romani, the Khans, the Moor. Then you say, which Moor? Did they blend into this Moor or blend into that Moor? Did they blend into both? See, we're all Moor. Moor means great. That doesn't mean they blended into Moab to blend into the Moors in Spain, because they were Israel Moors in Spain and Israel Moors in Portugal, and Moors throughout the Russes in Russia, who were Israel, that were more great. Hear this again.
North Africa, where they joined with the Moors and crossed over to Spain. Many Cowleys stayed near Tabriz. After 1,500 miles along the Silk Road again, nearly 100,000 gypsies arrived in Constantinople in 1328 AD. The superstitious Byzantines immediately placed the realm in the slave-to-artist class. With a new emperor, misfortune struck over and over. An earthquake shook the city asunder, followed by a 5-year civil war. Immediately after, the Black Plague hit the city. Millions of people in China, the Middle East, and India were dying. At least 50 to 100,000 realm were rounded up and booted out of the city.
So now you got this Black Plague, this disease hitting. That was already Black Plaguing all throughout Europe, which, remember, they thought their world was ending in the 1600s. There's millenariums. They thought the millennium was happening in the 1600s, and the prophecy was that they're going to find the Hebrews. And when they found the Hebrews, they said, oh, we have new life. We have new life. Now let's give them a new God. All right. So you get some more of this, man. I just want to touch on a little bit of this and get a little bit of that. Remember, gypsy musician, black musician. Gypsy musician, black musician. The Black World Negro Digest tells you that. Let's get some of this real quick. The gypsies, their origin. You're going to belly flop a little bit because we got to get to that city to go. Now, the ancient Egyptians were descended from the Ethiopians, and while their blood remained free from mixture with that of the European or Asiatic nations, their race seems to have restrained or retained obvious traces of the aboriginal Negro form and features. Not only do the human figures in their colored hieroglyphs display a deep swarthy complexion in every Egyptian monument, but every Egyptian monument, whether statue or bas relief, presents the splay feet, the spreaded toes, the bow bent shins, the high meager calves, the long swinging arms, the sharp shoulders, the square flat hands, the head when seen profile placed not vertically but obliquely on the spine, the jaws and the chin consequently very prominent, together with the skinny lips, depressed nose, high cheekbones, large unhelmed ears, raised far above the level of the nostrils, and all the peculiarity characteristics of the Negro conformation. So they're saying Negroes got skinny lips? Well, maybe they're just comparing that, you know what I'm saying, to other melanated, you know what I'm saying, tribes. I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm just reading it, man. We're just dodging the hijack. Let's go. Is it true the practice prevalent among the Egyptians of shaving their heads and beards close to the skin? So they had that practice of shaving their heads and beards close to the skin, which they only deviated from when in mourning. So the only time they didn't shave was when they were in mourning. And the only time we shaved was when we were in mourning, from what I've gathered. All right, so it was a flip-flop. seldom allows their status to show that most undeniable symptoms of Negro extraction, the woolly hair, the heads of the figures generally appeared covered with some sort of cap, or when bare, closely shaven. All right, man, we're just talking gypsies, man. Gypsies, but we got to talk about the Egyptian, the Ethiopian, just to get to the gypsies. All right, let me better fill out like I said I would. Because, this author's going down and getting down and gritty. Now, it's funny because, of course, they're hijacking. They got their cries to immortality. Let me get back. There's some funny stuff here. So we're talking about the flood. All right, so though very soon after the flood, God was pleased in a most especial manner to manifest his divine presence. Hold up. All right, get back. This is some good stuff. All right, so let's check it from here. Great, however, as the step appears to have been, which art or immediately after the flood, man seems to have been enabled to take towards a state of a greater perfection. So you being over here without them was a state of a greater perfection, and they'll tell you that. It was but a very trifling one to what had at the fall been promised, but which was reserved for subsequent generations. When the Son of God, taking our nature upon him, so he's bringing in his Son, all right, was to bring life and immortality to light. Watch out for that light. Himself leading the way to be followed in it by those who should be found to be more immediately his. More immediately his. What do you mean? Till then, man was kept in deep darkness of ignorance respecting a future state of existence. You are already in it. Though very soon after the flood, God was pleased in a most special manner to manifest his divine presence and afford his explicit directions for man's conduct through life with the promise of rewards for obedience and a denunciation of punishment for transgressions. Those rewards and punishment were all of the temporal nature. The next step of man then was not, as now, to immortality. The directions of God, therefore, for his government were very different in their nature than those who we, as joint heirs of Christ of immortality, have received. Whoa. Wait a minute. We think this is play. Now you just got in the Papal, this framer and shaper. And what did it break us down to? Right. All right. It says this pair of gods, or this power, was so important that soon after the Spanish conquest, Father Domingo de Vicio used their quiche names to refer to the God of the Old Testament, showing multiple substantiating sources showing that they themselves were separating your power with the one that they're ushering in, the New Test, mixed in with your, good old times. Your good old vibe is in there just to make it feel familiar. But it's a new test. It's a Jesus is God takeover. It's a come through the Son takeover, not connect directly with your framer and shaper. No, now you have to go through a Son. He used their names, your framer and shaper, to refer to the God of the Old Testament, the power of the Old Testament, your ancient love song. Follow me now. Because they just giving you all the drop. The next step of man then was not as now to immortality. The directions of God, or their God, therefore, for his government were very different in their nature from those which we, as joint heirs of Christ, of immortality, have received. So they're coming in through Christ, not God, not the framer and the shaper referred to in the Old Testament. Not the framer and shaper, the God of the Old Testament. Not the power of the Old Testament, which is the forever testimony. The covenant which God made with them was a temporary covenant of blood. Take out temporary, because that's what they're hijacking with their Christ, right? And you have no scripture saying that your blood covenant was temporary, but that you would always be redeemed. And who else has stories of being redeemed? The gypsies. And who are the gypsies? The Roma, the Romani. And what do the Romani have? The cities of gold, Kalelus. The lost Negro cities of gold. What is Akakor? The covenant which God made with them was temporary, but no, was a covenant of blood. Let's read it like that. The covenant which God, their power, made with them was a covenant of blood. That which he hath since been graciously pleased to make with us. Now we have a covenant of blood, but our blood is through Christ. Our blood is through Jesus. Not the blood of the Creator. Not the connecting, the seed, the energy, the power of the Creator. But he's been graciously pleased to make it with us in an everlasting covenant of love. What is love? Keeping the commandments. What are the commandments? That's your covenant. And with that is your blood, your nature, your vibration. Let's get it. Because we're just talking gypsies, man, and we got to keep going, man. You already know how we get it, man. We're just talking gypsies, man. Yeah, we're just talking what they're calling Jews and gypsies. We're talking Jews and gypsies. I want to see his conclusion, man. Because either then we must give up the assumed conclusion that the state of the Jews proves a miraculous interference, preserving their continuance as a distinct people under their extraordinary circumstances, or we must admit the no less extraordinary circumstances of the gypsies to have an equal claim to a miraculous foundation. As the Jews, the gypsy musician, black musician. Okay. So the gypsy musician has the same claim as the black Jew. The copper color Hebrew found here has the same claim as the gypsy, the same miraculous foundation. Taken together, they appear mutually to support the elucidate each other, and it seems to me they must stand or fall together. The gypsy and the Negro and the Jew and the black musician and the gypsy musician and the Black World Negro Digest. So when you get this Jew, when you get this Roma, when you get this gypsy coming out of this Roma, and they're being called gypsies here, and when you research it, it keeps connecting you to gypsies, but it keeps giving you sometimes, the dark, you know what I'm saying? Some of these Roma, you'll see these dark, people of India, you know what I mean? And, even they would tell you that, well, there was a connection between another dark people that are there, you know what I'm saying? And how this intermixing eventually happened and what happened with this. But You're seeing your connection, and we've never connected us to Roma, Romani, India, gypsies. But they've always connected us to gypsies and blacks and gypsies and blacks and gypsies. All right, so, when we hear Roma and we hear gypsies and they keep saying Roman, then we understand we're talking about the Negro. We understand we're talking about the Hebrew. We understand we're talking about Akakor and Estabanico. So let's go. We're back in the Chronicle of Akakor. Let's get the second great catastrophe, a piece of it. We're going to do a little dance real quick. Let's go. The second great catastrophe, terrible is the tale, terrible is the truth. The chosen servants were living in the dwellings of the gods. 100 years, 1,000 years. The sacred bequest had been forgotten. Its script had become illegible. Their servants had betrayed the covenant with the gods. They believed beyond all bounds. Like animals in the forest, they walked on all fours. Crimes were committed in the day of light, and the gods were grieved. Their hearts were filled with sorrow. So, we've already connected this a lot with the, Atlantis, Lemuria situation. And, these melanated, fallen angel hijacks pretty much, and how they abandon their own, melanated creations. Mars on Mars. Let's go. So we will punish the people. We will eradicate them from the earth, man and cattle, the worms and the birds of the sky, because they have rejected our bequest. And the gods began to destroy the people. They sent a powerful star whose red tail covered the whole sky. Do we see a star with a red tail in it? So-called. And they sent fire brighter than 1,000 suns. The great judgment began for 13 moons. The rains fell. The waters of the oceans rose. The rivers flowed backwards. The great river changed into an enormous lake. And the people were destroyed. They drowned in a terrible flood. The Uga Mangulala survived the second great catastrophe in the history of mankind. Protected in the underground dwellings of the former master, they observed the destruction of the earth with awe, whereas the chosen servants knew they were innocent of the first great catastrophe. They now held each other responsible for the second terrible event. Quarrels and fighting broke out. A civil war began in Lower Akakor, which would have led to my people's extinction if an event had not occurred that had long since been predicted by the priest. When the need was greatest, the former masters returned, and their return starts a new chapter in the history of the Uga Mangalala, the second book in the Chronicle of Akakor. The first book finishes with the deeds of Madus, a courageous warrior of the Uga Mangalala, who even in the most difficult hour had not lost his faith in the bequest of the gods, as it is written down in the Chronicle. Madus dared to take the road up to the earth's surface, so they always were ascending up. Remember, they call them ascended masters, not because they're coming from above. If you're coming from above, you don't need to ascend. You only need to ascend when you're coming from the depths, the halls of Amente, the depths. Then they have to rise up from below. That's why they're ascended. Don't let them fool you. Madus dared to take the road up to the earth's surface, fearing neither storm nor water. He went up. He gazed on the devastated country in awe. He saw no people, no plants, only frightened animals and birds, which flew over the endless expanse of water until they grew tired and dropped down in the floods. This Madus saw. So this was, this flood. And he grew sad and angry at the same time. He tore tree stumps out of the flooded ground. Tree stumps. Mountains were trees. Tree stumps. Mountains were trees. You're talking an angel here. Tore tree stumps out of the flooded ground. He gathered driftwood. He built a raft to help the animals. He took a pair of each, 2 jaguars, 2 serpents, 2 tapirs. Remember these tapirs? You know what I mean? I'll get them, but these are these tapirs found, talking about the river Euphrates, these tapirs, these 2 falcons, and the rising water above his raft higher and higher up the mountains to the top of Mount Akai, the mountain of destiny of the chosen tribes. Here, Madus let the animals land and the birds take to the air And when after 13 moons the waters receded again, the sun dispersed the grounds, and he returned to Akakor and told about the end of the terrible era of blood. All right. Then we're going to get into the Book of the Eagle. We're just in that, Chronicle Akakor. We're getting pieces of it. But we talk about those tapirs and, we brought up the Euphrates before, and the Euphrates River in America. And there's these, old, paintings of these, explorers. They're exploring America, all right? And they were talking about the river Euphrates that they were finding in America. And they had these advertisements, and they said, whatever that says, and, looks like German right there, all right? But right here, this is a tapir, and it says, John Felton, tapir with young, Goucher painting in Wonderland de Nature, 1700s, all right? University of Amsterdam. And let's go up so we know what we're talking about. All right. Lover of animals to come and see this rarity, which many writers say does not exist anywhere in the world. So it's their advertisement. They're advertising people to, try to get white people over here, right? It had been captured with great difficulty and cost in the river Euphrates in America. River Euphrates in America. River Euphrates in America. We're just talking the river Euphrates in America, man. Imagine America. So this is all about the new world and their vision of this new world and this America. And they have these grazing tapirs. So, yeah. All right. And like I told you, man, we have this Lost Tribes and the Estevanicos' Revenge. This is chapter 15. I'll just get the first couple paragraphs because I might start with this next time. But Estevanicos' Revenge, we're talking about Esteban the Moor, the collection of tales. Let me get it a little bigger. The collection of tales written in the 14th century by the Infante Don Juan Manuel de Castile el Conde Lacanor contains an early version of the story known to us as the Emperor's New Clothes. The king in this version, told nothing by his fearful subjects, finally learns the truth about his state of undress one day when a Negro, Esteban the Moor, a Negro groomed for the king's horse, who had nothing to lose, came up to him and said, "My lord, since there is no chance of your ever taking me for a gentleman, I can speak frankly and tell you that I'm quite sure you are going around naked." This can serve as an epigraph to the real-life 16th century history of Estevanico, the first black to emerge as a full-fledged personality from the pages of American history. The first black to emerge as a full-fledged personality from the pages of American history, which means he was the first token used by the corporation to pacify, which is why he was killed in Hawiku, Kalelus, for bringing them what? Decorations of death. Our story can take its point of departure from another 14th century work of fiction, the popular and influential compendium of geographical folklore written by a man who probably never left home. So they're slandering this, which is making me want to read it more. By a man who never left home, the travels of Sir John Mandeville. Sir John tells us that in one part of Prester John's realm, who is Prester John? In one part of Prester John's realm, a fair well and a great that hath, wait. Make sure, okay. One dry Prester John. All right, there is a fair well and a great that hath odor and savor of all spices, and at every hour of the day he changeth his odor and his savor diversely, and whoso drinketh 3 times fasting of that water The living water of that well, he is whole of all manner sickness that he hath. And they that dwell there and drink often of that well, they never have sickness, and they seem always young. Wow. Wow. Did you see how you had to slander Sir John first? He said, yeah, man, this guy probably never left home. But first you got Estebanico, the first black to emerge as a full-fledged personality from the pages of American history. Then you got this tie and says, well, we can take this departure into this work of fiction and da-da-da-da-da. Is it a myth? Why? Just because we're talking about a well that always cures sickness and keeps them young. This seems to be a late medieval variation upon the curative rock with a water-filled cavity that we have seen in the original Prester John letter of the 12th century, but there is a significant new twist in the last phrase. Sir John develops thus: some men clept it the well of youth, fountain of youth, for they that often drink thereof seem always young like, and live without sickness, and men say that they well cometh out of paradise, that the well comes out of paradise, and therefore it is so virtuous. And we just getting started, man. We about to get into La Florida. We just talking Estebanico. Man, we just talking how we cool. We just trying to get the drop on the how we cool. And get a comprehension of this Estebanico. Dorantes. What happened, man? What happened, man? Spaniards believe that he was killed in the Zuni city of Hawiku. All right. Hawiku, Cibola, Estebanico, Azemor. Now we're ready to begin and get into the series, man, and just fall back and enjoy it, man. And, hopefully I got a couple more things for the dismount if we have time. Now we got cut off in, around this area right here last time. So get the last drop. We're going to jump right into it. Keep it going. Cities of gold.
Pull on the cord. Pull it. By my poor old grandmother.
High tech. This is what they found here, people.
Wow, would you believe that? A giant pillar of ice. He is a god of the temple. He's called Kukaraka.
Kukaraka?
He's the god who has guarded this underground temple for so long. Now the time has come. We will ask him to help us with all his might.
I hope you'll make it a bit warmer this place and give me the shivers.
Brothers! Now listen, children. You must rearrange the squares you see up there.
I see at the top of the stairs.
Do it quickly. First, sun and sun.
Sun and sun?
Good. Now star and star.
Must mean this way.
Moon and moon.
I can do it.
Night and day.
Hey, old man, what's this all about anyway?
This is no time to make pretty pictures.
Keep still, you fools. Now watch. The temple itself will answer me. Move to the tune of the infinite stars.
It's working!
Good. This is the crucial moment. Move the stars above all the others.
That's not so easy, but we'll try. That's it! We did it!
that? It looks as if the temple has caught all the rays of the sun, all in one opening.
That's it. Perfect. Now all of you must leave as quickly as you can.
Leave? Are we leaving?
Look!
The rays of the sun will melt the ice.
That's not just an opening. It's a whole complex machine to focus the sun's rays to make them 1,000 times more powerful.
Machine.
It's scalding. The ice is turning to steam. Sancho, where are you going?
Oh my, don't stay here. It's too dangerous. Come with me, I'll carry you.
I am the priest of this temple. It is right that I die with it. In a moment it will be destroyed.
Destroyed?
Go back. Join your companions. Leave this place as fast as you can. Kukareka will protect you.
But the cities of gold, I promise you. Give me the secret to the way of cities of gold.
Cities of gold. I did. I'm sure that's what I said.
Absolutely.
See? Come on.
Pedro, follow me. Let's pray that the mountain doesn't collapse while we're still under it. Oh, Esteban, Zia!
Take every able-bodied man and go after Zia.
What? But Your Excellency, Zia and the others must have died down there.
Fool, do as I say. They are still alive. You have understood nothing. That priest Pasha did all this. He destroyed the temple to save the children. Get after them. I would not advise you to return without them.
Yes, Your Excellency.
You can see the fort in the distance. Look.
It's incredible.
And now, Mendoza, what are we gonna do now?
We will go on following the children to the south. Nothing has changed.
I must say, the governor did look rather angry. You think it's serious?
It is more serious than you ever imagined. If we don't bring him Zia this time, Captain Gaspar, it might be better if we never cross his path again. Ever.
Estebanico!
Oh, what a beautiful
Esteban the
sunset.
Moor. That's supposed to be Esteban the Moor, so, you know, hey, go figure.
What about Mendoza and Pedro and Sancho? Oh, it's too bad. Let's go to your village, Zia. Yes.
Bounce on him. Deuces. Child of the sun. Child of the sun. Alright. Let's go to episode 11, man. back to back. We going back to back. We dropping back to back. All right, man. I love y'all, man. Cities of Gold, Akakor. We just talking how we cool. We just talking Kalelu. We just talking Cibola, which is Shimbala. We just talking Utah, New Mexico, and the Four Corners. Estebanico.
It is the 16th century. From all over Europe, great ships sail west to conquer the New World, the Americas. The men eager to seek their fortune, to find new adventures in new lands. They long to cross uncharted seas and discover unknown countries, to find secret gold on a mountain trail high in the Andes. They dream of following the path of the setting sun that leads to El Dorado and the mysterious cities of gold.
Children of the sun, see your time has just begun. Searching for your ways through adventures every day and night. With the condor in flight, with all your friends in tow, you search for the cities of gold.
Y'all know you love that shit. The cities of gold. Cities of gold. Cities of gold. Hey man, dig on it, man. Don't judge me.
Esteban and his friends are on their way to Zia's village when they are surrounded by Spanish soldiers. The children manage to escape and take refuge in an underground temple where they meet the old priest, Pasha. To help them escape, the priest melts a pillar of ice that supports the temple roof and it crashes down on top of him. The others just manage to get away.
For a while, please?
Stop and rest again? Less than an hour ago we rested and he's tired.
That's right, I'm exhausted. Oh, you get out of there.
What? Run for your lives! Watch out!
What's the matter? Oh.
It's
2 men! They've seen us and they're coming this way! That's very strange. I've never seen Incas just like that. What are they wearing?
I hope they aren't headhunters. Hey! Wait for us! Not on your life! I mean my life!
No, wait! Tal, wait a moment! Come back!
What are you doing now? Come on, let's get out of here!
On the slope we'll go a lot faster!
What do you mean?
Zia, hop on and really hold tight. What are we doing? Hop on. All set? Hold on to me. Now, are you ready? Tal, give us a push.
A what?
A push.
Why do I have to do the pushing?
Push, Tal. Hurry up. Push, hop on. It works. It's like a sled on snow. They'll never catch us now.
Hold on, Joe! Hold on!
Put on the brakes! We're going too fast! It's dangerous! Do something! Come on! Trust me! She's unconscious. Oh, Esteban, you're all right. Are you sure you didn't break anything?
No. Oh, I've had enough. As usual, it's all your fault. You and your crazy ideas that never work. Maybe you'll stop laughing at me when you see what your own faces look like.
You should see yourself. Oh.
Those two again. I wonder what they want.
Which way's your village, Zia? All we need to do is follow our shadow. Then let's go!
Don't forget your Banuto!
I know.
Run for your lives! They're coming!
Commander Gomez. An urgent message, sir.
What is it?
Governor Pizarro is convinced that the girl Zia will try to return to her own village. This map shows you where it is.
Quite so. That's very possible, and it is not very far away. I really hope that this time she will not get away from us.
I'm so tired I can drop. I don't understand it. I've never been so out of breath in my life.
Poor Esteban. Here at this high altitude, the air is much thinner.
They're gone!
Oh, thanks, Cocoa Petal. At last we can rest, put our heads down and our feet up.
Are you sure they're still not after us, Cocoa Petal?
Take a snooze!
Oh, they were very determined, those two. We were lucky to get away. I wonder who they... Oh! I just saw a fish jump.
That's nonsense. A fish in such dirty water, I'd be very surprised.
No, I swear it. I just saw a fish jump.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Then you're seeing things. Oh,
there they are. They've caught up with us.
let's get away.
Move over, will you? Move
Out of
over.
my way.
This way, this way.
Do you really think we can cross here, Zia?
See the little ripples in the river? That means there are stones there just below the surface. We can walk across on them.
All right, if you say so.
That's a good drop right there.
All this mist.
I don't understand.
It's very strange for it to be so misty.
Is this the first time you've come this way, Zia?
Maybe this isn't the way to your village, Zia. You made a mistake with all your turnings.
I must say, I don't remember this.
Oh, great. That's all we needed. If you don't even know where your own village is.
Look, would you do me a favor? Stop complaining. You're not on your personal island now. It's different.
Maybe so, but it's still...
He's right. I think we may have come the wrong way. It's my fault. I'm sorry.
All this way for nothing.
It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it, Zia. All we need now is a good rest. Huh?
I was hoping to see my home again and my people.
Don't give up yet. We'll find your father soon, and you'll be together again. I'm sure.
It all sounds a bit too optimistic for me. Wish I could believe
You
it.
just have to believe in what you want. What's happening?
What's going on?
Look.
Oh.
mist is lifting? You only have to smile when the sun comes out?
You're not gonna have silly ideas like the others, are you?
Huh?
Look over there! Do you see anything on the side of that mountain? Just over there?
This time I'm right. I'm sure that's my village. Look, oh look, it's right there.
You're sure it's your own village?
Yes, that's it. At last my long journey is over and I've got back home.
Then let's get over there.
Wait for me!
You see, Esteban, I was right. Welcome to my village.
How quiet it is.
Not many people around.
Huh? Where are they all? You'd think they would come out and welcome me, and there's nobody. Something must have happened.
Will you get out of there? What's the matter? Have you gone crazy? Get out of my clothes, you bird-brained ball of feathers!
Esteban, no, that's Pachu, my pet condor.
Your condor?
Pachu! At least you're here to welcome me. Pachu, Cocopetal's Tao's friend. No, don't go away! Something must have frightened him. It's not like him.
Oh, Gomez's soldiers again!
It's not polite to keep us waiting like this.
Run for your
Where do we go? This way!
Cleared out the whole village, man.
Blasted brats! Catch them! Catch them!
Quick, up there!
Run!
Now we've got them! Catch them!
Hurry, bolt the door!
Tell Holly.
There.
We're safe at last.
Not altogether.
This time we've lost. It's Gomez.
I'm afraid that you did choose the most unfortunate hiding place. All right, take them.
Get away there. Escape.
Oh, it's too late! Oh!
Take your hands off me! You've no right to touch me! Get off! Stop it!
Watch carefully.
Oh.
Go ahead!
If you don't give me the secrets of the Golden Kipu now, Gaspar will set fire to the whole village.
Monsters!
Make up your mind. If that's the way you want it. Do you have all of your men ready, Gaspar?
They are ready, sir. Anytime you wish.
Splendid. Take the children to the edge of the village.
No, don't go without me. Wait.
What in the world is that?
An anthill!
What?
What she said. An anthill. Ready?
Ready, sir.
A few minutes are quite long enough for these creatures to eat a whole cow and leave only the bones. You see, it would be much better to tell me about the keeper. The choice is yours. Tell me or your friends are thrown to the ants.
Oh, he has plans to throw us in there?
Jam up
Take them
Jones.
down.
Jam up Jones.
No! Murderers!
Dumb brute savages!
Damn you. Damn you.
Stop! That's enough! I'll tell you everything you want!
No.
Don't do it, Zia!
No.
Ah, that's sensible. Sensible at last. So what is the message of the Golden Kipu?
Go to the high peak, to the north of the village of Puma.
North of this village? But that is a haunted area. Even the wild animals won't go there. Ah, so that's where it is. That's where the mysterious city of gold is. Gaspar.
Excellency?
Send a message to carry the news to Governor Pizarro. Tell him that we have found Zia and that she has spoken. The secret of the Kipu is go towards the high peak to the north of Puma.
Yes, sir.
Wait, that's not all. Tell His Excellency that we are proceeding according to the Kipu message, going toward the high peak with the children.
Soldiers, forward!
Take it easy!
Now try to keep still until tomorrow morning.
Wait, please! Where are the people of the village?
Don't ask me, we saw no one. We came here too late. They'd all left already.
Oh, I'm glad.
It's been an unhappy day. You made it back to your village and your father isn't here.
Yes, but if the people ran off to hide in the mountains when they saw the soldiers coming, then I'm sure my father is safe.
You're right, don't worry. I'm sure you will see them again very soon. Anyway, we're here, Tao and I. Is that right, Tao?
Oh, sure. We're with you.
It's nice of you to cheer me up. You too, Tao.
How can we get out of this trap?
Well, if we can find our way to the temple, there's a secret passage.
Really?
Long ago, my ancestors built a secret passage in case we were ever attacked. The only problem is that the passage is guarded by a god.
What's he like, this god? Does he get angry or is he nice?
I don't know. That's just it. He may be a terrible, bloodthirsty god. It could be very dangerous.
Well, if you ask me, I'd rather take my chances with your god than stay here.
Huh? Listen, this is no time to drop off, huh? Help! Oh! Help! Oh!
Did you hear that? What was it?
Sounded like something fell down out there.
Yes, I heard it too.
It's those two men who are following us.
Oh.
Shh! Do not fear us. We are not your enemies. I am Wena. His name is Ketcha. We have come to help you. We were sent here by Kraka, great chief of the High Peak.
What? But how do you know who we are?
All of you, come with us now.
Oh, danger! Danger!
Run fast!
Get up, blast you, on the double! The young devils are getting away!
How about that? We'd better hurry. Come on. Hurry!
This way. What the? They disappeared. Well, where are they? They just vanished, Captain. Not possible. Go after them. They can't be far away. What's all this? Let's get out of here. Pass. Everything's moving. whole temple all at the same time.
But that is not possible.
Get away from the temple! Take cover!
Catch those scoundrels, if it's the last thing I do.
Look, the temple's gone, not a sign of it.
That god of yours really does lose his temper. He's flattened the place.
No! Look who's here!
So it's you! Finally caught up with us.
Now we go to the high peak. Great Chief Kraka is waiting.
Is it very far?
No, just the other side of that mountain.
I wonder what new adventures we'll find there.
I wonder. To be continued. Chronicle of Akakor, Dorado, Lost Negro, Cities of Gold.
Gomez and the Spanish army set off after Esteban and his friends, who have run away and taken refuge in the fort of the Black Eagle. Gomez decides to attack the fort. How will Zia, Esteban, and Tao escape?
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Be sure to watch the next episode of The Mysterious Cities of Gold.
Oh, man. I already know, man. We'll be there, man. We'll be there. We'll be there together. I love y'all, man. We're going to keep suiting up, choosing up, doing what we got to do. And remember, man, get in that library, man. Get all the drop. You know what I'm saying? It's a good conversation piece. And we just vibrate, man. Thank you for vibrating with me. Shabbat Shalom. Be at peace. Be at rest. Don't let no one hijack your frequency. Always rise above the static. Always rise above the barrier. Always rock with your connection, your framer, your shaper. Hawa.